Howdy Tamers, and welcome to my reading of Digimon Liberator DEBUG.21. Similar to my previous readings, I'm not a professional voice actor, so if the voices change episode to episode, I'm just doing the best that I can. I recommend still heading to the official release over on DigimonCard.com if this is your primary way of consuming the Liberator web novel. This is so Bandai still gets the site visits so that they know that there's demand for more. And with all that out of the way, let's continue on to Digimon Liberator Debug Chapter 21. Debug Chapter 21. Hey, stay away from the houses, you'll frighten the little ones! At the village entrance, Panjamon's sharp voice rang out toward the gathered unit of guardians. But the fierce warning fell on deaf ears. Hyogamon, the blue-skinned ogre who led the group, scoffed dismissively. Ha! Watch your tone! How'd you forget your place? Panjamon's expression twisted bitterly, and after a brief pause, it bowed its head in humiliation. I'm sorry. Ha! That's more like it! I don't care how strong you used to be! We can't have a country bumpkins getting rowdy with us! The leader's put-down was met with laughter from the assembled Gorillamon and Snow Goblimon. Anyway, I hope you have the offerings ready and full. We do. Go ahead and inspect them. Hyogamon jerked its chin, signalling for the inspection to begin. The village Digimon who had suffered much hardship to gather the supplies peeked resentfully from behind nearby windows as the guardians carelessly rifled through their offering. Eventually, one of the Snow Goblimon stepped away from the pile and whispered to Hyogamon, who then theatrically slammed down its icy club. Whoa, whoa, whoa! There's not enough here! What? Panjamon had checked that the offering was sufficient just earlier, and so looked perplexed. Had one of the villagers taken something out of desperation? Panjamon glanced quickly over to the goods, but nothing appeared to be missing. You're wrong. This is the exact amount Mistymon set for the monthly offering. The exact amount, huh? That's not enough. Where's our share? What are you... As Panjamon stared in confusion, Hyogamon arrogantly swung its ice club, brandishing it threateningly. Originally, you were supposed to bring the offerings to the Great Delphamon yourselves, but no, you complained about difficulties and other disrespectful nonsense, so now here I am, having to trek all the way up this frozen mountain to collect it. You don't think offering a little extra as a collection fee would be basic courtesy? There was no response, so Hyogamon went on. Oh, it's fine by me if you're not willing, Lord Panjamon. We'll just visit every single house and take what's owed, by force if we gotta. Panjamon's mane bristled aggressively, its muscular frame tightened, and it radiated a lethal aura cold enough to freeze the very air around it. That joke was in poor taste. Thinking of taking me down? Sure, you probably could, but I already sent my lackeys all around the village. If you attack me, your villagers will bite the dust before I do. Panjamon's eyes widened in shock, and it stopped emanating the lethal aura. Glad you're quick on the uptake. With a satisfied grin, Hyogamon raised its ice club and slammed it mercilessly into Panjamon. Ugh! Hey, don't glare at me like that, or should I report you to Mistymon as a traitor? Does Mistymon know you're doing this? Of course not. Master Mistymon's got way too many important things to deal with already, so we're just simplifying things, you know? You scum. Now then, time for another. Hyogamon raised the club once again, but just then... Foxfire! Blue-white flames erupted at Hyogamon's feet, making the hulking ogre stumble back. Garurumon, Mojamon, and the other champion-level Digimon of the village had come. Lord Panjamon, enough is enough! You shouldn't have to bow to the likes of them! We'll fight alongside you! You pesky! Hyogamon glared irritatedly at the gathered Digimon, and then, just a moment later, broke into a grin. Seeing that expression, Panjamon immediately grasped what was happening and shouted in alarm, Stop, all of you! Don't attack! This is exactly what they— Too late for that! Hyogamon, turning to its underlings, raised its voice. You saw that attack, didn't you? This is a rebellion against us Guardians, and against the Great Delphamon too. So, no mercy. Wipe out every last Digimon in the village. Hyogamon's group shouted out savagely, but the villagers roared defiantly as well,
Taking in the scene, Hyogamon turned back to Panjamon.
The conclusion's foregone. You can't match our numbers. Even if you survive this battle, you'll end up executed as the leader of these traitors. And I suppose you'll be lauded as a hero.
How despicable.
Oh, you flatter me.
But you forgot one important detail. Panjamon rose slowly, its furious expression causing Hyogamon to momentarily falter. After you're done, do you really think you can escape me and leave here alive?
Gah! You're really going to attack me? Snow Gobblemon, hurry and get the hostage from...
Too late.
Gah!
In an instant, Panjamon closed the distance, raising its fist high, aiming decisively at Hyogamon's face.
Stop there!
A woman's voice came from somewhere, causing Panjamon to freeze mid-motion.
You don't need to play into their hands, Skardimon.
Right, Snow Swatter! As those words rang out, nearby snow surged upwards, forming a huge freezing hand.
Whoa, what the heck is this? Wah!
The panicked Hyogamon was seized and hurled way out of the village.
What just happened?
Stunned, Panjamon looked around at the village and saw more snowy hands rise up, intercepting the guardian Digimon, as if admonishing them, then lifting them up and carrying them outside the village. After Hyogamon and its goons were expelled, one of the village Digimon glanced upwards and gasped softly. A shimmering blue crystal of ice was floating in the sky. It absorbed the snowflakes drifting down and steadily grew larger. Gradually, it expanded outward in a dome-like shape, sheltering the entire village.
What is that? Is it protecting us? Hey, you heard that voice too, right? Yeah, it must have been whatever helped us. It's the goddess, it has to be!
As whispers quickly spread throughout the village, Panjamon stood in astonished silence, staring up at the gently drifting snow. Digimon Liberator Side Story, Debug, Chapter 21, Reason, Part 2.
Goddess, huh? That's pretty flattering. I really wanted to avoid making such a big scene, though. Come on, Suzune. Given the situation, it was only way to prevent casualties. And besides, you kind of liked it, didn't you? Being the center of attention. Well, I won't deny it.
The next morning, Suzune looked down at the village from their igloo on the high ridge. A crystalline dome just like the one said to shelter the digital snow realm of Thyrium now fully covered Panjamon's village. Suzune breathed a sigh of quiet relief, then turned toward Frigimon's megaform, Skardimon.
Thank you, Skardimon.
Huh?
You're the one that came up with the plan, Suzune. I mean, for fighting back there with me.
Skardimon broke into a warm smile. I told you, didn't I? You'll always have me by your side. Suzune smiled too, feeling as if a heavy weight had lifted from her shoulders. Just then, footsteps crunching through the snow drew her attention, and she turned to see Panjamon standing there, gazing wistfully at her and Skardimon. So you were here.
Panjamon.
Suzune stepped forward, bowing deeply toward Panjamon.
I'm sorry. I knew it wasn't our place to intervene, but I couldn't just stand by and watch.
Flustered by her apology, Panjamon quickly shook its head. Please, raise your head. I came here to thank you. You saved our village from what would have been a terrible battle. Hyogamon's thugs have all gone away now. Skardimon chimed in cheerfully. And if they ever come back, you'll be fine, because my dome is incredibly sturdy. In a place this cold, it won't ever melt, and it can easily withstand attacks from any ultimate Digimon. Is that right? Then you've truly saved us. Thank you. Panjamon in turn bowed deeply, and Suzune shook her head gently.
Please, don't think too much of it. We simply did what was right. And besides, thanks to you, I learned something important.
I see. Panjamon's fearsome face softened into a friendly expression, before recalling something important. Come to think of it, you only just arrived in this world, didn't you?
Yes, why do you ask?
If that's the case, there's something you should know about the strange disasters that have begun to strike recently.
Disasters?
The unexpected words made Suzune abruptly lift her head. Yes, earthquakes, climate anomalies. Digimon everywhere have been suffering. In fact, everyone's saying Mistymon began gathering offerings for Delphamon precisely to stop these disasters. Mistymon has always been a devout believer in Delphamon.
I thought you two might know each other.
Long ago, Mistymon and I served under Jessmon, protecting Delphamon. Suzune recognized the name Jessmon from Yuki's reports. It had once defended Delphamon in Cross Connectia, before being transported to Lacuna after battling against mysterious mechanized Digimon. When Jessmon vanished, many called for Mistymon to take over as leader, but I couldn't agree with Mistymon's methods. Instead, I chose to come to this remote region and gathered the local Digimon together. Clearly, Hyogamon resented me deeply for that.
Right.
Considering Panjamon's words carefully, Suzune pressed further on a crucial point.
Do you believe Delphamon is responsible for these disasters?
Well, the Delphamon I served didn't seem like that sort of Digimon.
Then what sort of Digimon is it exactly?
It never seemed interested in directly intervening with the world. If anything, it seemed content to let things be. So I doubt it's even involved. Actually, Panjamon paused and spoke in a lower voice. I sometimes wonder if the world itself might be reaching its limits.
Cross Connectia itself?
Yes. Even worlds grow old. Perhaps the time has come for this one to fall apart. But that's only my intuition.
The world falling apart.
Suzune repeated this quietly, carefully weighing the significance of Panjamon's words. Then, raising her head, she spoke again.
Listen, Panjamon, this is strictly hypothetical, but we're considering eventually guiding the Digimon of this world to another place.
What? Bringing the abandoned Digimon of Cross Connectia to Lacuna was an idea her husband and Coolboy had discussed before. Normally, Suzune wouldn't bring up such a matter unless strictly necessary.
It's a much larger place than Cross Connectia, filled with Digimon and humans like me. If the time ever comes to bring everyone there, would you help us?
Panjamon's eyes widened at Suzune's words. If our world is truly on the brink, your offer is certainly a beacon of hope. But I'll need to think carefully about what's best for everyone.
You're a thoughtful leader, Panjamon. You have my respect. Farewell, then.
Give my regards to everyone in the village. After offering those heartfelt words, Suzune turned on her heel, preparing to leave, but Panjamon called out to her as she left. Wait, human, before you go! Tell me your name.
My name?
Hearing that, Suzune gracefully turned around, a perfect smile spreading across her face.
Suzune Kazuki, and this is Skardimon.
See you again someday. Yes, we'll meet again. Panjamon stood firmly, watching on as the pair receded into the distance, until they finally disappeared beyond the snow-covered horizon.
Skardimon.
What's up?
The usual, please.
You got it. Skardimon's body became enveloped in light, and it de-digivolved to Frigimon, then gently lifted and placed Suzune atop its shoulders.
This really is much easier.
We've got a lot of ground to cover today, too, so rest up while you can, okay?
Thank you, Frigimon, as always.
You bet. Let's do our best again today. Suzune? The silence made Frigimon glance at its shoulder, where Suzune was already fast asleep. Her expression had loosened from carefully composed to innocent and almost childlike. You really do work hard, Suzune. Frigimon murmured softly and slowed its pace just a bit, so as not to disturb her. The two lines of footsteps had merged into one, but the weight of both Digimon and partner marked the endless snowfield. To be continued. Alright, and that is it for another chapter of Digimon Liberator. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to contact me and stay updated, you can leave a comment on this episode on YouTube to join the conversation, and for a full list of ways to find the podcast across the internet, such as YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter, head over to my Linktree, which is linktr.ee/LostinTranslationmon. If you enjoy the podcast or videos, you can show support by signing up on Patreon and get some cool rewards and help me hit some milestones. And thank you to my current supporters on Patreon, Stephen Reeves, who is Wildwin64 on Archive Our Own, Katawashi, Neobu, who says you can follow Cheeside at Twitter at Cheeside236, Lismet, who is Lekman on Tumblr, Nicholas, Magnus, Lucas, JCMon05, Patrick, Jason, Shelby, Digital Hazard on Twitch at The Digital Hazard, Tropiumon, Vmon Tamer, Kasai, Big Bad Beetleborg, Flavin, Bent Archer, Cappy, Cyber, and Voltic Helbert. You can also make all information on PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/airdramon. You can also donate to me on my Ko-fi account, which is ko-fi.com/airdra. And again, thank you so much for listening. If you are watching/listening this on YouTube, do the like, comment, subscribe thing. And of course, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!